end up telling my sister, like Triflin's brother, I guess Triflin ended up finding out that we was talking, and Triflin was telling people like, oh, Tasha's talking to my brother. And I guess because Triflin's brother used to be like, oh, Triflin found out me and you talking, and she's like, stay away from you because you're crazy and blah 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 blah. But someone else said no, Triflin found out that he was talking to me, and she was saying stay away from Tasha, Tasha's crazy, and you have a woman that you live with and Tasha's crazy. So I is crazy, alright? You see me? Hi guys, this is another story time. How you guys doing? I hope you're doing well, doing good in the hood. Hi, my name is Tasha. I do have another channel called Tasha Reacts where I do reactions, and I do have another channel called Tasha Society where I do beauty, makeup, hair, mostly hair over there. So this is another story time, baby. I'm so tired. I just did a reaction video, then I was on live for like 3 hours trying to do a story time, baby. It was insane, baby. I'm trying to do, you know, subscribe to the channels because I'm trying to be consistent for y'all. I'm trying. All right. Well, okay. So this is another story time. So let me. Okay. So I think my boo asked me to take the storyline of how I met Triflin. So Triflin and Alcoholic is around the same time. So I'm gonna explain the dynamic of both. So if you guys don't know, Triflin. I met Triflin. Triflin was my sister's friend, right? She was my sister's friend, but she was always a girl, like, she was kind of a, you know, a type of girl who would date a lot of men, older men, right? So I started vibing with Triflin because I used to kind of feel bad for her. She was really, really cool. So Triflin, brother, was married, right? He was married, he had kids, and I used to see him here and there. My sister used to always tell me that Triflin's brother always asking about me because he liked me. Well, right? So I used to see Triflin's brother here and there. You know, he used to always tell people like, oh, I have a crush on Tasha, I have a crush on Tasha, whatever, right? So Triflin ended up being homeless at a point. There was a point that she ended up being homeless. Her and her mom was just really not getting along because Triflin, I'll say, is 5 years younger than me, and my sister wasn't really getting along with Triflin no more, right? So she was homeless, and then Triflin asked me if she could live with me, which I don't do no more. I don't have people live with me. After Triflin and this other girl, I don't do friends living with me. So Triflin ended up living with me. And Triflin was the type of girl, she was promiscuous, you know. She used to jump from nigga to nigga, like she was like really bad, like I don't know, you know. So you know, she started like living with me. I started, you know, I kind of liked her because she was really neat. She was a neat freak. I liked how she was. She was cool as shit. Triflin is cool as shit, but Triflin is the type of girl, she pretends to be your friend so she can get you in trouble. So she'll get information, take it, and then so she's that type of girl, like she'll be your friend and then she'll end up telling people your story. You know what I'm saying? That's how she is. She likes drama, right? Can't fight. She not, you know, she can't fight at all. So she ended up living in my house. She ended up meeting Chocolate, and Chocolate used to have a crew that they all used to hang out with, right? So Triflin started hanging out with me, whatever. And, you know, she used to date one of Chocolate's boy. I'll call him Joe. I'll call him Joe, right? So she started dating a dude named Joe. Her and Joe was going out, whatever. And Triflin used to have a crew. But in the crew, Joe used to have a crew. And Chocolate had a crew. Chocolate was considered Triflin's brother, right? So remember, if you guys don't remember the dynamic when I was talking about, I ended up leaving Duke to date Chocolate. Triflin was the one who put us on with Duke. No, I didn't like Duke. I ended up dating Chocolate, right? So Triflin ended up dating Joe. So Joe and Triflin were dating, whatever. So I used to like that time frame because the fact that, you know, I don't go out, so it was fun. We used to go out with them. They'll play in the field. We'll go different places, hang out. That house was just the house that was just the fun house. the problem with that, when we used to hang out, they all used to have girls, right? So they all was cheaters. So Chocolate's house was the house that everybody used to hang out with, like when people just want to hang out and chill and, you know, drink and talk. That was the house. But people used to, I said Trifling, Chocolate's house, everybody used to really like Chocolate, because Chocolate was like the boss. He used to make money. Chocolate used to not dress. Chocolate was cool shit. Like, no lie. I always say that. Like, I used to like miss how we used to be. But the problem with Chocolate is a lot of girls liked him. So every time a new girl come around, it's like you can't really get along with girls because it was like a competition thing, right? So they used to have like a Haitian rap group and they all would hang out and whatever. But like I said, it was like Joe's crew, which wasn't Joe's crew, and then it was Chocolate's crew, right? And then when they were all together, they were all together, right? So I started kind of like vibing with Joe's crew because of Trifling. But Chocolate and we were talking, but then we kind of drifted apart, and I started dating Chocolate's boy. Yeah, Chocolate's other boy. Don't worry about it. Okay, call me what you want. Call me what you want. I ain't gonna lie. I was horrible. So Chocolate's boy, I started joining Chocolate's other boy, and we started like chilling. I forgot what I called him. So I started joining Trifling's boy X, right? So X used to chill with Joe's crew. So it used to be Joe, X, and X whatever, because X used to live in Brockton, and me and X was the one who told me Chocolate was cheating on me, and he was the one who told me not to be cool with Trifling because Trifling's not a good friend. Like, yo, so me and X started being mad cool. So I started kind of chilling with X and his crew when Joe, like, it used to be like X, his cousin, his other cousin, so they'll come to my house without like Joe, who was Trifling's boyfriend, because the reason why is because the fact that X started really liking me a lot, right? And yeah, X started really liking me a lot. So we started like kind of like chilling like a lot. We used to always be together. So it used to be X's cousin and whatever will come over. X's cousin and his other cousin that was like his manager, because they used to have a Haitian group, right? And out of all the rappers, X was actually the best rapper, right? So me and X started kind of being together. So I stopped kind of effing with Chocolate because X was kind of giving me information about Chocolate and Trifling. So there was a time frame, then Trifling ended up moving back to her mom's house, right? She ended up moving to her mom's house, so I wasn't chilling with Trifling and Joe as much, right? Joe has a storyline too, because Joe tried to hit on me. It was a whole thing. Joe, and yeah, we'll talk about that after, right? So X, me and X and I, we started kind of dating in a way, whatever, and I was kind of like the side chick, right? Yeah, I know, call me. It was stupid, dog me. I was dumb, okay? And I didn't know anything about having worth, whatever. I told you I was really enjoying life. So me and X, we started like kind of like dating. We're doing our thing, whatever, but we weren't really dating. It was kind of like X was like kind of like how T was. He was like that dude that I was kind of like, he was just come around with whatever and we'll go our separate way. But then X, I think, started kind of really feeling me. Then he ended up having a girlfriend. But after when I found out he had the girlfriend, whatever, because when me and X was talking, I didn't know X had a girlfriend. When he was telling me about Chocolate, me and X started messing, but Trifling didn't know. Nobody actually knew me and X was dating until I think like I ended up telling Trifling, and then Trifling was like, Tasha, like, because I think it was the fact that I was hurt because I started really liking Chocolate, and then Chocolate was still messing with his girlfriend, so I ended up messing with X, and I thought it was like, oh yeah, I'm doing payback, not knowing that I'm ruining my reputation. Okay, so anywho, so fast forward, me and X started kind of really like vibing. X was in my life for a while too, right? And there was a point I kind of was like, you know what, like Samantha was like, Tasha, like you're really playing with these men's emotions. Leave X alone, whatever. I think I ended up leaving X alone because Chocolate was starting to feel away, and it was just like too much, and it was making me look bad because I was part of this group. Duke tried to talk to me. I left Duke for Chocolate, and I left Chocolate for X. Yeah, baby, I was I know. I was a fucking, like, call me whatever. I don't know what, you know. So we end up chilling, whatever. Okay, so me and Duke, I'm not saying Duke. Whoa, no Duke. So me and X end up going our separate ways, right? So Trifling's brother always liked me. So I used to see him like around the time when we would hang out with Chocolate, because Trifling ended up moving to her mom's house, so I'll hang out with her here and there. But then at a point I kind of drifted apart from Trifling, because all of them started telling me Trifling was talking trash about me, Trifling was saying this and that, whatever. Mind you, I gave you my house. You lived in my house rent free. You was smashing in my house. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You are at my house. And my baby daddy was like, yo, Adaya's dad was so pissed, like, yo, why you got this hoe in your house? You already know how this hoe is. And I'm like, no, she don't got no place to live. The same person that I helped child was the one who was going around talking about me, whatever. Alright, so fast forward years later, whatever, I end up like kind of like moving on, you know. I'm just explaining the dynamic, like how me and Trifling kind of became cool, because she was my sister's friend, right? So then years later, I kind of moved on. End up me and Adaya's dad. I end up meeting Gene, which was Trifling's boy, that I didn't know. I didn't know that. Me and Gene came, past Gene. Then I met my son's father, the devil. That's what's his name, because his storyline, child, that storyline alone, whatever. And I think he's the karma for everybody. So if you guys I did y'all wrong, my son, the devil, did it for you. Him and Judah. That if I wanted karma, they both got it for you, right? So I fast forward. Me and my son's father was together for like 8 years. My son's father ended up kind of like messing with my self-esteem. My son's father was a type of man, like he was a scammer. So he would have like credit card stuff, always have nice cars, whatever. But you know, I didn't know. I remember when he was working at BJ, she was like stealing money from the register and making fake credit cards, like was it credit cards? It wasn't credit cards, gift cards, and would add money on it. So dang, my nail popped off. Yeah, so he started adding like having fake debit cards and credit cards and adding money on it. So he was kind of a scammer, but I didn't know that, right? He used to max out all his credit cards, whatever. He had like 26 credit cards, whatever. So my son's father ended up like kind of playing me. He ended up kicking me, like I ended up helping him get a house, because at the time, like my son's father was the type of person, like every time I get money, he needs something. So I wasn't kind of smart either, because I always try to help, right? And I really cared, and I really loved his daughter, so I would give him all my money. I would give him everything I have. Like if taxes come, he'll tell me, give me $6,000, or we'll pay the taxes, we'll pay the rent for 6 months. And then he'll wait the next month and be like, oh yeah, I need this money, I need this. Technically, he was kind of pimping me out in a way, because my son's father was a bum. So he would buy like a lot of stuff for himself and upgrade himself. You'll talk to his mother, his sister. They're like, oh, he's not, I don't know what's wrong with my brother. It was like, you know, there were those type of people that was okay with people mistreating you. They didn't care. They didn't care as long as the son was fine. Like, you know, as long as he was fine, they didn't care, right? So I ended up giving my son's father my money. He came up to me begging me, because I didn't have money, because my car was about to get repo. Mind you, he wasn't helping me at all, okay? My car was about to get repo, and I told him that. And then he was like, oh, well, if your car's going to get repoed, you know, yeah, I'll help you. I need $10,000 to help me get my, to help get us a house. Is for the kids, blah, 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 blah. Well, maybe he meant kids, like his kids. He probably didn't meet my daughter. And I said, no, I don't want to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, please, please. I gave him the money. You know, I ended up giving him the money. He ended up playing me. When I wanted to move to the house, he started arguing with me all the time. His mother and father was trying to make him move in the house. It's a lot. So I'm going to say that whole story time of how I ended up getting, he ended up taking my money. And then he started really mistreating me in the house. I got into a really bad, you know, we started getting into an argument. One day he told me to get out. I mean, like, even my birthday, I told him, I was like, oh, I mean, I started like losing myself. I looked so bad. And then his friend Gene was allowing him to mistreat me. Everybody was allowing this man to mistreat me, and everybody seen he was mistreating me, right? So then I ended up getting into an argument with him. He ended up trying to kick me out. My kids, he's like, get the F out. Mind you, I had nothing. No money, no nothing. And I snapped. I reacted. I started throwing everything, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, he ended up getting me locked up and I lost everything. And I'm going to really have a real story time on that. But yeah, so I ended up losing everything. I was living with my aunt for a little bit, which my aunt is like my angel. You know, she helped me, you know, get everything in order. I ended up getting my apartment. So then I low-key was kind of traumatized after my son's father. I was with my son's father for 8 years and I never dated anybody after that. Anybody. And I stayed alone by myself, didn't date nobody, didn't talk to nobody, didn't have sex with nobody. 3 years, nothing. I stayed alone. I dealt my son's father antagonizing me. My son's father moved on after he kicked me out. His mom, his dad, everybody was okay. His daughter helped get me locked up. Everybody just kind of, I lost everybody. I lost all my friends. Everybody dropped me. It was the most loneliest time in my life. Like, I never understood it. You know what I'm saying? I was by myself. I had to start everything over. Taking the bus, you know, struggling with these kids. My aunt will feel bad. You know, she will help me too. You know, my cousin will help me. And I always say, like, if God blessed me, my aunt, my uncle, my cousins, like, that's the first people automatically I will forever help in my life. I will never, and my YouTuber friends, of course, but my family, yo, I owe them the world, man. Like, my immediate, not all my family, just the immediate. So yeah, so anywho, I end up getting an apartment. You know, I mean, I built my credit up. Getting an apartment, I had to buy everything. I lost my YouTube equipment. Mind you, I've been doing YouTube since 2015. I lost all my YouTube equipment, my lighting, my computer, my paperwork. He would not let me get it. Every time I try to go there, I'll call the cops. We'll try to go there. He won't be there, and they can't break in the house. Like, yo, it was like a goose chase. Like, oh yeah, you better not come to my property. Like, yo, you know, whatever. So I lost everything, whatever, and we started over. We got my place. I stayed by myself for 3 years, right? Trapson's brother always followed me on everything. On my YouTube, my Instagram, every post I put, he'll write, he'll under me, whatever, my crush, my this, my that. So one day, I'm at work. So me and Sensitive, we used to talk together all the time. So me and Sensitive used to be on the phone every day. This is when I got my job. I was working my job, and I was at the call center at first. And you know, the crazy thing is, it's like, it's so crazy like how people see so much in me. And I was scared to get this position at my job. So my boss was like, yo, you know, like, cause my boss was like, yo, you know, you need to try to become an admin. You're really good. You're really this. You're really like a good person, whatever. So okay, no, I'm going too fast. So when my son's father, he actually broke my computer, right? When he put like mad shit in the trash bag and threw it. That's why my uncle, my family, like, yo, he's like an op in our family. Like, nobody really likes him like that. So he came, he threw my stuff in the trash bag, and he broke my computer. So I went to my boss. He, like, basically, I didn't explain to him what happened, but I said, like, my computer broke. I didn't want to put him in my business. He said, well, they were trying to fire me. So I had to be real. I explained to them, like, yo, this is what happened. This is what my son's father did to me, whatever. So my boss was like, if you promise me you'll never go back, I'll let you keep the job. So yeah, I promise I never went back. My son's father was the only dude I never messed with in my life. Like, all my exes, I always went backwards to, except him. I never went backwards to my son's father in my life, ever. Like, ever. Like, ugh. Like, he disgusts, like, I never had a man that makes me like, I'm just disgusted by him, right? So yeah, so then I ended up getting promoted. I ended up finding a good job, you know, God luck. I did it, mind you, I got this position. I had no experience, nothing. I was kind of bullied in this job, no lie. I was like mistreated, like bad, yo, when I first got the position, right? So anywho, fast forward, I end up, like, you know, me and Sensitive, I used to cry a lot. I was going through it when I first started the position, and I used to talk to Sensitive a lot. Me and Sensitive, that's how me and Sensitive started becoming cool. But Sensitive, I tell you, she's only cool with you when she don't have a man. If Sensitive don't have a man, she is your best friend. Yo, Sensitive had my back. You know, that was the loneliest time. I was kind of going through it. She was going through it with her boyfriend because her boyfriend was still sleeping with he was sleeping with his baby mother, ended up leaving her, whatever, ended up having a baby, whatever. And then, you know, yeah, so Sensitive, I was telling Sensitive, like, one day, I guess, Triflin's brother wrote under my post, was like, hey, how you doing, blah, 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 blah. I was like, I'm doing good, how are you? You know, because he always writes under every post I have. So one day he said something about, like, I think I made a short, and I said something about being single. He's like, single, question mark, question mark. I said, yeah, I'm single. So he goes in my inbox, and he's like, hey, Miss Tasha, you know, I've been liking you for a minute. Yeah, I wish I just left him on red. Triflin's brother was, he's like, you know, I've been liking you for a minute. Would I be able to take you out on a date, whatever? So I'm like, oh, sure, whatever. Sure. You know, mind you, I've been by myself for 3 years. So I wrote Sensitive. I was like, you're Sensitive. Triflin's brother is trying to talk to me. Not my type. Not very attractive to me. But, you know, he's trying to talk to me, whatever. So Sensitive like, well, give it a chance. You've been by yourself for so long. Just give him a chance to try to talk to him, right? So I said, okay, fine. So I started, like, you know, we started talking for a little bit. He's like, you know, he asked me to come over. And at first, I'm like, I'm not going to take him serious. You know, mind you, I've been by myself for 3 years. You know, we end up, like, he ended up me in my house. And I was like, yo, let me just bang, bang, chicka, bang, bang. All right? So I ended up, like, dating Triflin's brother for a little bit. Mind you, Triflin's brother I see every day. Like, every day, Triflin's brother on the phone with me. Triflin's brother talks to me every single day. We're always on the phone. You know, if I need anything, he'll check on me. He'll pop up every day at work. Mind you, I live an hour away from Triflin's brother. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Triflin's brother was the most consistent boyfriend I ever had. Like, not boyfriend, because I don't really consider him my boyfriend, but he was the most consistent dude I was talking to, right? So he will come, like, all the way from work, take his lunch break, come by, check on me, you know, we spend time together. He always used to buy me red roses, which I always, like, appreciate, because I wasn't a flower girl, but I really appreciate it. Like, he always made it, and like, a mission to spend time with me, and I really like that, because I am a type of person who like attention. And he was the first dude, I ain't gonna lie, even though he kind of hurt my heart when he was like, he didn't really like me, he liked my sister. That made it intentional. Like, he always put me first, and I like that about him, right? So I used to see him all the time, me and Triflin's brother all the time, spending time, we talk, we hang out, we talk for a little bit, right? But then there was a point I started noticing, like, when me and Triflin's brother will talk, it'll be like, he'll be on the phone, and then but he won't talk to me, like, past a certain time. But he used to hang out in the field, like the Haitian. I used to tell you, like, if you're the side hoe, that if the man brings you to the, like, a field, this is where Haitian men play soccer, whatever, they play dominoes. If you go there, you're the side chick. They do not bring their main chick to the field. Only if you just started, they'll bring you there for a little bit. But if you become the main chick, they're not going to bring you to the field. So all the side hoes are always at the field, okay? Or if you're just a girl that just want to get a number or whatever, they're always at the field. So they used to hang out in the field. He used to hang out in the field a lot, right? So where he's at the field, whatever, we used to talk all the time. We used to be on the phone all the time. He'll make it intentional to talk to me. That's one thing I loved about him. We used to talk at work. He used to come out of work, he wrote me, like, yo, out of all the men I ever dated, I would say that Triflin's brother was the one who gave me the most attention in my life. And if you guys know me, the easiest way to get me is attention. I love attention, right? He made it intentional that I was number one. So I talked to Triflin's brother for morning and night. But when it got to a certain time, like summertime, we would talk till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then he'll go, babe, I'll call you back. You know, I'm going tonight, good night. But I would notice we never talk inside the house. So at a point, I'm like, okay. So I would ask him. I'm like, oh, who do you live with? He said that he lived with his boy. He's renting a place, a room, blah, 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 whatever, whatever. That was the excuse he was telling me at first. Then he was telling me that he used to live with his ex, but he don't live with his ex no more, and he's renting a room. That's what he said first. But my sister ended up finding out that he lived with his baby mother. So, well, his wife. Everybody kept saying he was married. So I asked him. I said, hey, you know, whatever. One day we was talking, and I asked him. I said, do you have... No, we were supposed to go to a hotel, right? So we went to a hotel, and I was like, I found out, like, mad stuff about him. So I came to the hotel late, right? And he's like, oh, you come to the hotel late, you got me waiting, whatever. And I said, yo, be real with me. Mind you, I started noticing, like, yeah, you never sleep over. We never sleep together. You're there with me during the day, but then you leave by nighttime, right? So I would ask him, like, yo, do you have a wife? He's like, no, I don't have a wife. I don't have a wife. I don't have a wife, right? So my mood was a little bit off from there, right? So I asked him again, like, do you have a wife? He said, no, I don't have a wife. I kept asking him. Every time we'll see each other, I asked him, I said, do you have a girl? You have a wife? You have a wife? He said, no, I don't have a wife. So then one of the girls that knew Triflin's brother's daughter or something like that ended up telling my sister, like, Triflin's brother, I guess Triflin ended up finding out that we was talking, and Triflin was telling people, like, oh, Tasha's talking to my brother. And I guess because Triflin's brother used to be like, oh, Triflin found out me and you talking, and she's like, stay away from you because you're crazy and blah 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 blah. But someone else said no, Triflin found out that he was talking to me, and she was saying, stay away from Tasha. Tasha's crazy, and you have a woman that you live with, and Tasha's crazy. So I is crazy. All right. So when I go, we found out. So I asked him again. Then he ended up being real. He ended up saying, yeah, I do live with my baby mother. Me and my baby mother are together because of my son. Because his daughter and his son came. He said, this is his story. He said that his daughter and his son has, you know, is autistic. So he said his son, his baby mother was living, they broke up, and she wasn't living a good life, whatever. And the kids came together and asked him, like, if you can come and you know, live together, you know, for the kid to have a healthy life. Basically, you need support, you know, when you have a kid that, you know, you're just going through it by yourself. So he made a deal with her that he will take care of the bill. Mind you, the house is beautiful. Okay, he will take care of the bills, and all she gotta do is take care of the son. I said, and I'm dating you, and I was sleeping on, I ain't gonna be real, I had a mattress on the floor. Now I got a bed in my apartment, but I was sleeping on a mattress before, and you was smashing me, having sex with me, and then you leave me on the floor in the mattress. You didn't even buy me a bed frame, not even a bed spring. And then Tasha, your part, yo, that's how I know I had low self-esteem. What's that, when those men be cussing me out, Kevin Samuels, baby, I deserve that. Because if Kevin Samuels cussed me out, I'm like, you're right. Because I was so stupid. I was so stupid. I did not see my worth. So, yeah. So, yeah, so then I found out he had a girl. And I still talked to him for a little bit because I really liked him. Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I think I was just so lonely. And I was like town sensitive, like I have to leave him alone. So it started making the crazy really come out of me, for real though, because then I started like kind of arguing with him all the time. And that's when he admitted to me, like, he didn't really like me. He really liked my sister, and because my sister was cool with Triflin, I was the one he really wanted, and that broke me. That broke me because I was like, dang. But then at a point I had to be real with myself. Like, Tasha, you're meeting, this is the same thing as your baby daddy, the devil. This is the devil. You're meeting the devil. The devil is my baby daddy number 2. You met the devil again. Like, you got to take accountability, and you're settling for less. You've done work so hard, built your life up, and now you're meeting a man that's worse than how your baby daddy treated you, and now you're with him. Because my baby daddy number 2 would never, even if he did like my sister or like my cousin or my friend, my baby dad, that's one thing I give my son's father. He never made me feel bad about, other women. He'll talk about I'm not pretty, I'm not that gorgeous, blah, 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 I'm fat, stuff like that. But he never made me feel like, oh yeah, I didn't really like you, I liked your cousin, I liked your friend, I liked your sister. That's one thing I give my son's father. He never made me feel less than, ever made me feel bad. But yeah, then, so we end up kind of like, I blocked him after when he admitted that he liked my sister. And then he kept like, he tried to talk to Sensitive about it. He tried to write my sister about it. My sister cussed him out. And then he tried to like talk to me again. He said, please unblock me. He apologized, but it just was never the same after that. And we kind of had like kind of drifted apart, and we kind of just like kind of stopped talking. But yeah, then, I just found out that and then one day we was talking, he was like kind of showing me he was talking, but I was looking at the apartment. I'm like, Tasha, look at how wonderful this girl is living, and you are the side chick. Baby, I became a whole side chick and kind of settled with it, because the fact that I was so lonely at the time, and I was like, you know what, I felt like that was my worth. Like, I deserved that. But then at a point, I'm like, no, Tasha, it's not worth it. It's not worth being with a man that don't value you and then has the audacity to even disrespect you, to say that you're not the one who I liked. I liked your sister. You know what I'm saying? And of course that broke me. You know what I'm saying? I felt like away, because I'm like, yo, I'm like, dang. And I think it kind of brought trauma when I was dating my daughter's father, who had sex with my friend. Yeah, that we got time. We got a lot of stories coming up. It brought that ongoing trauma for me again. It made me feel like less than and whatever. But we end up like still being cool here and there. We tried to like make like plans to do our last time, but it never happened. I think I just low-key became so angry, so crazy Tasha started coming out. I started like projecting all my anger all the time. He's like, oh, he's kind of scary, you're kind of crazy, and da 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 da. I didn't expect it to be like that. Like, he tried to play like switch it up on me. Then he ended up getting like a really good position at a job, and he became the president, and he started doing his own thing, and we kind of drifted apart. So that's how Trifling's brother came in, and then Alcoholic came in after Trifling's brother. Alcoholic has a whole storyline, so that will be my next storyline of how Alcoholic came in my life. But Alcoholic was, I knew Trifling's brother before Alcoholic, but Alcoholic's storyline will be next. And that's how Alcoholic and I started talking. Probably like after Trifling's brother kind of went away, I started dating Alcoholic. And yeah, Alcoholic is another one with his spirit and his demons popping up. I'll explain like more with Trifling's brother. Like, me and Trifling's brother, we were dating, and because Trifling's brother, we have like stories together, but I will probably include his like story stuff about his him too, because Trifling's brother was in my recent life recently. So Trifling's brother, I have more of a vivid memory of him. And then yeah, but then I had to get to a point like, Tasha, this is you. So this is how me and Trifling's brother started dating, and then the dynamic of Trifling's brother and how me and Trifling's brother stopped talking. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like, comment, and subscribe. See how I'm being consistent. Like, comment, and subscribe, guys. And then stay tuned. Alcoholic story time is gonna be coming soon. And then I think I'm just gonna be trickling in other stories about, like, I don't know, whatever comes to mind. I'm just gonna tell the stories, because I have so much stories. Every day I'm like, oh shit, let me say this story. Oh my god, let me say this story. But I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.